Hi there, grade. Welcome back to some math lessons. We are going to be talking today about using unit fractions to find one whole. Now remember, a unit fraction is any like one fraction piece. So usually it's just any fraction that has one on top. So like 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/6, 1/8, all of those, that's the unit fraction. It is just the one piece, okay? And we can use multiples of these to build other fractions. So for example, if I have two of these, that would be 2/3. But just the one piece is our unit fraction. So we're going to be using our unit fractions today on our number lines to find where one whole would be. In the past assignments, we've had one and labeled on our number line, or we have labeled it based on like our fraction strips or something. But that's not always the case. We don't always know where one is. Sometimes they'll tell us where some other fraction is, or where 0 is and another fraction, and we have to use that information to find out where one would be. So in order to do that, we need to find out what the unit fraction is. Now with these first two, they made it easy on us. They already gave us our unit fraction, but we have to use our knowledge of fractions to use it, okay? So we know fractions are part over whole. Okay, so we know that the top tells us how many parts there are from 0 to that mark. Okay, so if I'm using this, I know from 0 to here, there is one part. Okay, so that means I don't need to, this is one piece right here. Now the bottom number then, the denominator, tells us how many pieces there should be in the whole piece. That means from 0 to 1, there should be this many pieces in the whole. Okay, so I'm looking at the bottom of this. That means in this, from 0 to 1, there should be 2 pieces. So does that mean, should 1 be right here? From 0 to here, are there 2 pieces? No, this tells me that this is supposed to be one jump. That means I need 2 of these put together to find where 1 would be. Okay, this is only one of the pieces here, but I need 2 of those pieces to make one whole, which is what I'm trying to find. So I'm going to kind of eyeball this the best that I can to figure out, okay, if this is one of the pieces, 2 of the pieces would be about right here. Okay, so that means this would be 2 halves or 1 whole, because anytime the top number and the bottom numerator denominator are the same, it equals 1 whole. Okay, so I was able to locate this by figuring out, okay, this is one of the pieces, but in this whole, I need 2 of them. So I had to measure it to figure out, put 2 of them together, and this is where 1 whole would be. I kind of lucked out on this one that it took up my entire number line. It's not always going to do that. Let's take a look at this one. Again, they gave us our unit fraction. I have 1/3. That means from 0 to this line is only one jump, so I don't need to partition this at all. How many of these then pieces, that jump, do I need to find where 1 would be, 1 whole? Well, according to the fractions, which remember part over whole, this is 1 part out of 3. So that means in my whole, I need 3 pieces. This is only one of them. I need to use this to measure and keep drawing more to find where 1 whole would be. So this is 1. I'm going to measure that again just to make sure I'm being as exact as possible. So this would be 2/3, because that's 2 of those pieces, right? All right, I'm going to use it again. So this would be 3/3. Remember, anytime top number and bottom number are the same, that is the same as 1. So my 1 whole would actually be here on the number line, okay? You'll notice they're not in the same place in this case, okay? Not all wholes are the same size. So 1/2 of this line isn't going to be the same as that one because my 1s are in different places, okay? That's why it's very important to use your unit fraction to measure where would it be on this number line. All right, let's look at our next one. Ooh, I see 0. and I see 3/4. Doesn't look like they gave me my unit fraction for this one. If this is 3/4, what would just one of the pieces be? 3/4 would be made out of fourths, right? So my bottom number is still telling me, so part over whole for fractions. The bottom number is telling me I need to have 4 in this whole thing. The top then is telling me from 0 to here, there are 3 parts. So I have to do some partitioning from 0 to 3/4. How many parts are there between 0 and 3/4? Well, the top number, my numerator is 3. So if the numerator is 3, that tells me from here to here, I made 3 jumps to get there. So I need to partition this small piece here into 3 equal parts to find my unit fraction. Okay, so let's break this up into 3 parts the best that I can. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, that means how much is each of those little parts? Well, if this is 3/4, this is probably then just 1/4. And this would be 2/4. Well, now that I have my unit fraction, it makes it so much easier. I can do exactly what I did up here, measuring just one of the pieces, not this whole thing, just one of the pieces to keep going to find 1. Okay. So this would be, because I had 3/4, now this is 4/4. Anytime top number and bottom number are the same, it equals 1. So on this number line, that is where 1 whole would be. All right, let's look at one last one. All right, on my last number line, I'm seeing 0, and I'm seeing 6/8, and I don't see any other marks. I need to figure out where 1 whole would be using this marker. So I have my knowledge of fractions, knowing that fractions are part over whole. So from 0 to 6/8, this part of the line is 6, which I know then I have made 6 jumps to get to this point in my number line. So from here to here, there should be how many equal pieces? What part? There should be 6 equal pieces from 0 to 6/8. I need to now partition or cut up this number line into 6 equal pieces from 0 to 6/8. I'm going to use my trick of cutting it first into 3 pieces, and then each of those 3 pieces in half. So now I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. I know those aren't like perfectly even, but I did the best that I could because I know fractions should be pretty equal pieces. All right, so if this is 6/8, how much is each one of those? What is the unit fraction I am using? Well, this would be 1/8. Okay, so then the next one would be 2/8, then 3/8, then 4/8, and 5/8. Well, I haven't reached 8/8 because I know when top and bottom number, numerator, denominator, are the same, that equals 1. I have to keep measuring. I'm going to use my unit fraction to help me measure. Okay, here's 1/8. So I'm going to measure on from here. Okay, that would be 7/8. Am I at 1 yet? Nope, haven't reached 8/8, not 1 whole yet. All right, I'm going to measure again. So after 7/8 comes 8/8. Top, numerator, denominator are the same. So this equals 1 whole. So at this point in our number line, we would find 1 whole. Okay? Alrighty, guys. When you are doing your assignment today, please don't be afraid to go back to the directions and watch this video or parts of this video over again. Finding 1 is a very important part of our understanding of fractions. And when we are able to either use the unit fraction they give us or find the unit fraction, it makes it a piece of cake, okay? So don't be afraid to come back and reference this video. Watch it again. If you need to just watch a part, that's fine. Please let me know if you have any questions. And great job on locating those fractions on a number line.